Do It to Life Day 16, Do It to 2021, a whole year of breast cancer awareness and also personal development. We're going to just take this thing on head on. Today is Tuesday. Guess what? 16 days of videos. 16 days. I marked it off on my calendar. Hope you guys got your calendar. I'm gonna shoot a picture of my on my Instagram. Yesterday was Monday, and we went over the ask method. Then also on Mondays, I listened to the One Thing podcast, and what they were talking about yesterday was doing the things that we know to do. That's what this IT stands for. Do it to my area of life. Yesterday was about your marital life or your relationships, setting goals as a couple. They got a couples goal setting retreat that they do every single year. But this whole one thing is about having a relationship with your goals, breaking it down to bite-sized pieces, and being able to track it. I know I was talking to my son-in-law the other day, and it dawned on me what he said because he was still trying to gain weight or whatever, get some muscles. Whether you're trying to get muscles or whether you're trying to get bigger muscles or get bigger pockets or get a bigger love life or get a bigger work life or get bigger influence, it's still the same. This is universal. You should be able to apply it to every single situation, these three steps. But on the one thing I would suggest, it's another thing they went over yesterday, which is called the 411. It's another one page, like a little one page business plan or whatever. And it's four it's 4 weeks, 1 month, 1 year. And then they got a GPS, which is more like a someday or 5 year, 10 year goal. It helps you walk that thing backwards. I know I mentioned in the past about Jim Fannin and the 90-second rule, using our imaginations to go into the future. He said in one of his tapes, he said, people think the closest, the shortest distance between 2 points is point A to point B, but he said really in true life is point A to point B and then back to point A. Did I do that right? No, it's point B to point A and then back to point B, meaning that point B mean I go mentally to my destination, like we do on a vacation, like we do with any goal. Hey, I want to lose this weight, but we need to go there mentally, he said, and then backtrack backwards, leave yourself breadcrumbs backwards. Same thing with the one thing, you come back, hey, what about the month before that? The month before that, you walk backwards from your goal. Well, a lot of times people set goals, like they said, looking forward, walking towards the goal. They go and say, hey, look, I want to go there, but they immediately come back here instead of coming back step by step, leaving breadcrumbs. So, right after I listened to that episode, I said, you know what, man, I definitely would love to set, more and more goals with my wife. Let me call her. I call her every morning, right after I shoot the video. She was coming back from the station because she's a first responder. Called her up and said, you know what? I was just listening to that. This guy was setting goals, and I think we should set a few goals. She said, yeah, setting a few goals. But, we had general goals, that we want to, buy a camper and go traipsing across the United States, staying in different cities for a short period of time. I mean, it sounds fantastic. The kids are grown. So that's one of our goals. But we really hadn't laid a plan out for that. We really hadn't went there. We looked in one camper, but we hadn't looked in several other campers. We don't know. I looked at how much they weigh and stuff like that, but we really hadn't picked a date and then backtracked it backwards. That's a little funny thing right there as far as why we don't go ahead and set the date for some of our dreams. And me and my wife, we talked about it yesterday that sometimes our dreams, we're scared that if we set that date and that date passes, that it may somehow kill our dream. You know, we live on hope. As human beings, we live on hope. We got to have something that we're hoping for, but sometimes our brain can have us living in that fantasy life for a longer period of time. I know my daughter, when she was stuck on a YouTube page, She always say, Dad, wake me up. I want to get up. She said 15,000 alarms, still can't get up. And then we had a real close talk one night. And she said, Dad, sometimes I just want to stay asleep, stay in that dream world. I've gotten to the point early in the morning, I can just stay in that dream world and everything that's work out fine. But when I wake up, I'm still stuck. I said, yeah, so now let's apply this one thing. Let's just see. Dad, there's no way it can help. All right, let's just see. And we walk through it. I keep the book right there on by the television with the question mark popped up. It's just asking questions. It's just as simple as asking simple questions like, where do I really want this to go? What does it look like? How can I get there? Who can I ask? Who can I talk to? Where can I find the information? What should I do next? Those are the same questions. We just have to keep repeating them over and over again. If I ask myself, where should I go next, and I don't get an answer, I ask the same question again. Where can I go next? It's like you keep asking your brain. Your brain is like the adult and you're like the kid, because the spirit man inside is like a little kid, in your intellect and your body is like the adult. Hey, look, where can we go next? And the brain like, hey, I'm busy thinking up stuff. But can you just focus a little bit and tell me where I should go next on this project? Hey, I'm busy. That's where it does. It say I don't. It's gonna say I don't know, and you may find yourself saying that out loud. I don't know. I know I find myself saying it out loud, and I immediately go, well, man, let me ask it again. No, tell me where can you gotta grab your brain by the collar sometimes and make it give up the answer, because the answer's in there. That's his job, to come up with these solutions. And so today, like I said, is just a recap of what we did yesterday. Get your one thing calendar. If you ain't got it, start putting an X on it. Yesterday, I told you at work, I'm gonna show you what my calendar looked like. I'm starting to go back over some X's. I told you that I had to make these phone calls. Yesterday, all I did was read through the list. I didn't make one phone call off of that, and I didn't, and I was gonna beat myself up over it. Then I said, you know what? That wasn't your goal. Your goal was just to read the list. And guess what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna read that list, and then I'm gonna make my X on there. Now, did I make some phone calls yesterday? Yes. Did I make some sales yesterday? Yes, I did. I did what I had to do, but I didn't do what I wanted to do. So therefore, I would keep looking at the list, making the making the X until I build a habit of picking that list up every single day and going through it. And then I can just, once I get that habit, get that momentum going, like I've done in the past with some other things, then I can start putting a little weight on it. Once the wagon is moving, see, it's better to pull an empty wagon and get your momentum going. Then as I'm moving, then I can start to add a little weight to it. You see what I'm saying? Versus in the beginning, pile all the weight on of the task I'm trying to get to, end goal stuff, and then try to pull that and I can't get it moving. You see what I'm saying? You can't get that wagon moving. But if you lighten the load and get it moving and get that momentum, you're gonna get to a point that it's gonna be downhill. You're gonna be able to pile so much stuff on that thing, because now it's got that momentum. It's moving. It's like a freight train. It can't be stopped. You can put anything on it then, and that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Being able to put anything on there. This lady sitting next to me, telemarketer. She used to be a telemarketer. She makes so many phone calls. I'm sitting there listening, because I believe that people come into your life on purpose. You see what I'm saying? So she's there, I'm listening, I'm gleaning, I'm saying, okay then, okay, I got that. She is good in that area. And there's other areas that I'm good in. But I'm trying to get good in that area, so I'm using her as a positive role model of making these calls. Then I can always ask myself, am I doing what she's doing, right? You see what I'm saying? So that's all we got to do. Back to that positive role model. We mentioned that a couple of episodes back. But like I said, today is the one thing. Get your book, get your audio. Guess what? You probably went to the website, right? You went to the YouTube channel, didn't see the links there. By the time, if you just tuning in, these links is on there. Yeah, they gonna be on there. I got off late last night, so they gonna be on there. But Do it to life. For life, do it to you. Do it to 2021. A whole year of breast cancer awareness and improving our lives a little bit at a time. Zabzi, I'm out.